Hello everyone, today I've got 4 multimeters here. I'm going to discuss from these very old traditional multimeters using needles to digital multimeters, and then multimeters running by battery with the digital display as well, but it's fully automatic. Let's get started. If you like this video or you find this very useful, please subscribe my channel to give some support to me, and you can share this video with some friends who find this is useful, or you make some comments below if you have anything you want to discuss, or you can find some special function that I miss, or you have some special mode of multimeters, and please share with us. If you are a big fan of electronics or electricity, or if you are an engineer for many years, you must have seen this type of multimeters, which is running with a needle. You can see the scale of that. On top is the ohms, with the infinity on the left to that 0 to the right. And with DC8 from 0 to 10 or 0 to 50 through 250, and the reference ACV from 0 to 250 or whatever the scale you can use it above. And HFE used for is another beeping sound of another multimeter turn on by itself. So talk about this HFE is you can see the C current and current B is for the transistor measuring with the multiplication or the scale of the collector and the base, and other two scale ICEO, LV, and dB. I think you know about it. And this one on the right, you can see the symbol HFE2 transistor with the type of the NPN and PNP. And let me go to the top. And at the corner here, you can see the DC 200 kilo ohm V, AC 8 kilo V, and DC 1000 volt 20 MQ input. I think is the limitation of these multimeters. This is Everstart. The brand name I think is like is a copy of the very similar type made in Japan. But this one I think is made in China. I don't have that menu in hand anymore, but I remember it's made in China. It will fade out the color as well. And you can see the back and the red plugs here. With the DCV scale 0.5 V to 1000. And this is the DC MA, this is for current from 50 mA to 0.25 means that 250 milliamp, so it's a very small range for measuring the current, because this kind of thing is very sensitive one, and it doesn't having protection if the current is too big. On the right hand side, it's very useful ones to measure the ohms, the resistance from it costs times 1 to times 10 kilo. It's a scale. You can multiply the reading with this to get the actual value. ACV is how you see it. It's from 10 to 1000 as well. And on top right here is another plug output. Is for to measure the my phone. Okay, this is the output with these three. When you this output with two other plugs here, you can have another type of plug to measure the three input and outputs on the transistor. Now I'm going to measure this resistor, which is 15 kilo ohm with the color code brown, green, and orange. Means it's 5 times 1K. On this multimeters, I use times 1K here and make sure that it's calibrated before. So now let's measure it. It goes to between 10 and 20 is 1.5 times 1K is, so it's 15 kilo ohm. That's quite accurate on this one, as long as you have the calibration 0. On this multimeters, we turn the measurement to 20 kilos. So let's start. It says 1477, almost 1.5. That's pretty good as well. On this more advanced type, it shows quite fluctuating between 16 and 27, like it settled down for a while. 15, 14.95. It's a bit accurate as well, but it takes longer to measure it. And this is very advanced multimeter, so you don't have to touch it. It automatically detects what you're measuring. So let's try. You measure 14.93. Let me put it down so make it stable. 14.85 ohm, kilo ohm. On the top you can see it's very quick, accurate, and fully automatic. I love this one. If you have any multimeter like this, any model or anything you think is great, you can put a comment below and let's share it. Also, by having this temperature sensor, you can measure the current temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. Now you switch to Fahrenheit, it's 81 degree Fahrenheit, 82. So pretty warm today. This multimeter also comes with the EF function. You keep holding the button on the left. It shows EF, and then you can put it near some current or something have the electrical current. It shows that with 2 bars here, and a bit small frequency of that. And this one is turned off at the moment. When you turn it on, it sends the current inside as well. Also on the wire. On this wire as well. When I turn it off, nothing. So it's very useful for detection and detecting any current inside your wall. Knowing that this function is very useful, on this plug, on this socket there should have some wire in the wall. Using this detector, it doesn't detect anything, so I reckon this one is not going very deep. It's just going to the surface of what you can really touch to detect the current. It's very good for plug or wire. You can detect any broken area of a particular wire, but detecting the pipes in the wall, probably you have to buy a suitable and more powerful one. This multimeter tells you the hertz of the AC voltage and the DC voltage. You can turn to the AC voltage and then select the duty cycle on that, matching the blue color. You know where to press, and you put it in the wall socket. It already show you a 50 Hertz. When you turn it on, it's steady around 50 Hertz. It's very stable. So it's another function you can use on your multimeters. Another function of the multimeter I want to talk about is the continuity function, D10 of this. And now I'm measuring a diode. A symbol of diode showed up here. A diode is like this with the stripe on one end means the negative sign and then positive here. You put the pin positive to positive, negative to negative like this. Let me show you clearly. Like that, and it shows the 0.5 volt. This is the voltage to break down this diode. I mean, in order to make it function, is 0.5 volt. It also consumes 0.5 volt when you put it in the circuit. If you turn on the other side, the positive pin on that stripe, it shows you nothing on this particular multimeters. Let's try another one. On this multimeter, I'll put the diode function here, and then also measure the red needle on that and the black on the stripe. It shows 560. 559, that means 0.559 volt. It's quite similar. If I turn it around, it says 1 means overload. So it's very similar function as the Unity model. The main thing I want to talk about is these traditional needle type multimeters on measuring a diode. You can choose the resistor mode times 1, 10 or 1K or 10K. Now I use times 1K here. The very special thing is the stripe here. If you put the negative there as before, it doesn't show anything. So make sure this is the connectivity. I mean, there's no problem on that. The technique is measuring this is to put your negative pin on the side without a stripe. So technically it's a positive side on this dial. And then you can check the connectivity. So this dial works good. The idea was on this particular old style needle type, the current comes up from the negative pole, negative pin. So in this dial, the negative, the black one, the current goes into the dial and then make the continuity functioning like that. If you use the technique with a digital multimeter, it doesn't show you this functioning, so you have to be aware of that. I think a digital multimeter, they modified that so make it more accessible, user friendly. Also on this LED, you can see the positive one with the longer leg on the right is the positive side. So if you use the red one on top, it doesn't show you the connectivity. But when you flip it over, the negative side with the red pin, it shows you it's working. And sometimes the LED will lit up as well when you use times 1 D10 on here, because inside there's a 9-volt battery. With this notch, the test LED, the LED will lit up, so very easy to tell it's functioning or not. The dial here is reverse sense on this digital one, on this needle one, so this have to pay more attention on that. Okay, I don't want to make this video too long, and this is the competition of the 4 types of the old one and the very advanced multimeters. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you have get something away, and if you're interested, you can subscribe my channel and share my ideas to your friends who's interested in this. Thank you. See you next time.